Or in this one, I want to talk about the ergogenic effects of caffeine when it comes to strength and power. Specifically, I want to talk about this systematic review and meta-analysis, which is basically at the top of the evidence pyramid. 10 studies were included after the exclusion process. All the studies included an intervention group and a placebo group, and also there were no conflicts of interest, so there's no manipulation in this meta-analysis. The authors are not connected to the industry being studied, and there's also no funding from that industry. So there's no conflicts of interest. So they analyzed studies that measured both strength and power. Strength was measured with 1 rep maxes, and power was measured with vertical jumps. And the results were both improved. When it comes to strength, they saw a standardized mean difference of 0.2, which is a small effect size, but statistically significant. The confidence interval was 95%, which means that the p-value was below 0.05. Power output also increased. With lower body strength, they didn't really see an improvement. I don't know why. And the p-value was not below 0.05, so it was not statistically significant. So these were the effects of caffeine compared to placebo. And as you can see, pretty much every single study showed a net positive effect when it comes to maximum strength. And when it comes to upper body, the results were even bigger. So what does that mean practically? I don't think you should use caffeine every single day because you kind of want to minimize adaptation of the adenosine receptors. But if you want to train hard, and especially if you train in the morning and your physique is something you want to prioritize, then it's actually not a bad idea to use caffeine in the morning and then train right after, basically. If you use other stimulants, for example, ADHD meds, the guidelines recommend that you don't use both on the same day. So try to avoid that because you don't want to cause too much cardiovascular strain. But yeah, at least have the weekend off where you don't take any caffeine because you kind of want to prevent adaptation from the adenosine receptors. Otherwise, you're going to get partially adapted. So it's going to lose effect. Even if you use daily, you're still going to see a net positive compared to if you don't use at all. But if you want to use it long term, it's more intelligent to take at least a weekends off. And ideally, you would use caffeine a couple of times a week because in that case, you are truly preventing adaptation from the receptors. In practical terms, to get the full potential, you should also have some fast carbs. So for example, coffee with honey or an energy drink. In that case, you're going to have fast carbs and also you're going to have the caffeine. Caffeine basically blocks the adenosine receptors, which are the sleepy receptors basically, and fast carbs that give you energy. So if you have both of those in the morning, you're going to have pretty much all you need, especially if you have a little bit of electrolytes, which energy drinks usually have. They usually tend to have a little bit of salt. But basically that would be better than only caffeine if you want to maximize performance because you're giving yourself energy and you're also preventing sleepiness. So for performance optimization, ideally you need both. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Short video. I do think training in the morning and using caffeine and fast carbs, etc., if you're in a phase where you want to prioritize your physique, is not a bad idea at all. So if you want to do that, go ahead. If you want a full workout program, you can join my school community with the first link in the pinned comment. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.